Okay, so this is the new. I got literally before Uber even sent me this. I had these 4 screenshots. One driver is in LA. The other ones are all over the country. They're already sending it to me, and everybody's now sending me these. Okay, my conclusion on this, first of all, and as the video and the article said, is good. Okay, first of all, it's more transparent. It's more of a breakdown. Every Monday, you're going to get this. Look, you believe the numbers, you don't believe the numbers. I'm not here to argue or discuss that. I am here to say that this is definitely more transparent, period. Lyft is doing something similar to that as well, which I think has a lot to do with us. Seriously. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and deny that, I'm not going to say we're taking all the credit for it, but for a year, we pounded these companies, and you guys have no clue what happens on the background. Chris has an idea. 99% of the chat has no idea. How I deal with these knuckleheads, let's do this, let's do that. Is it going to make the driver more money? No. Okay, then I don't care. But then you come back to the conversation. This may actually improve your earnings just for the fact that maybe, you need a new strategy. Maybe you need to do something else, right? So anyway, these 4 screenshots are, look, I mean, the Uber is saying that on one driver, they're saying that's the LA driver, by the way. So I'm just going to go with the top money loser for them and top money maker for Uber. Okay. So Uber's calculations on this goes total rider pay, government taxes and fees. This is what they were saying, Chris. He goes, why do you put that $85 in there? I'm like, okay, cool. That's 4%. I go, what's the big deal? So, and then
and I'll give him that. I will 100% give him that.
I gave him that. I said I'm not perfect. I give it to you. I give it to you.
Anything outside of rideshare, anything you buy, anything you purchase that has taxes or fees included on it, that's not part of the sale price. That just goes right to whatever agency is collecting that, and then goes to local, state, whatever it might be. I will give them that alone. Okay. But when it comes to a commercial auto insurance, when it comes to credit card processing, that is your freaking cost. That should not be partaken, or you're putting in some sort of accounting thing just to say, well, we're going to take it after expenses. No. Then how about we start taking a look at our own expenses and start doing the same way?
In this case, Uber, look at that commercial insurance line, right? 47% of what the rider paid in aggregate. That's LA people.
Just shy of $1,000.
Yeah.
For those who are
listening. I also got an email from Uber yesterday to all LA drivers who are getting that. They're saying that 45% of the fare is going to commercial insurance. I'm going like, you guys, look, I said this in the video. I'm going to say it again. You guys either have all the illegals driving, okay, and the insurance companies that you're dealing with are getting a hold of this. You guys must have the worst drivers on your platform. This doesn't make sense. This is $1,000. This is one single week. $4,000 a month for this driver who probably has a stellar record. It's outrageous. It's just crazy, right?
I mean, think about it. $955 extrapolated over a year, if you drove 52 weeks out of the year, is closing in on $50,000.
Yeah.
Just in commercial insurance.
Yeah. And then, but if you look at the others, like look at the driver on the right. Right. On that driver, they still lost. That's a part-time driver, obviously. They still lost 30% on that driver, right? So inside the circle, it's pretty simple. The total rider fare, right? It says you, and then Uber's take rate. Now, Uber's take rate is calculated after these expenses, after the city taxes, after the commercial insurance, after customer promotion. And then you end up, I like the color coding. I think this is very clear. So my point is on this driver, Uber says the algo did not charge enough and paid the driver too much, obviously. The aggregate pay by the rider was 100%, obviously, $2,033.89. And ultimately, the driver ended up earning $2,486.89, excluding $124 in tips. So he had a wonderful week, it looks like. Now, I don't know how many hours he drove, but he did great. This is for LA. That's amazing. And then the one on the right, total pay again. When the algo is not charging correctly, obviously they're losing their ass. So on that one, they lost 30%. But look at the percentage difference, Chris, in commercial insurance. Now, I exactly don't know what city this was from, but that's 16.5%. Look at the one to the left of the 47% commercial insurance, right? 13%, right? And then on the other one, it's like 24%. So 34%. So on one driver, they lost 75%. On another driver, they lost 30. When I say Uber, after expenses, their service fee, when I say they lost, was negative 30. On the one to the left of the big number was they squeezed about almost 20% as a service fee. And on the one far left, they squeezed about close to 3% of a service fee. So Uber says continuously, we just are happy making 20%. Now, these are 4 drivers. 4 drivers don't make the nation. There's 3-4 million drivers. What they want to do is, they lose 75% on this guy. They make 30% on that guy, whatever. They just want to keep it at 20%. But this 20% is after all these expenses. In itself, I like this. I like the clearness. I like the transparency. But I told them yesterday, and I said it in the video, I go, nobody is believing that commercial insurance line item. Nobody is going to believe when I show the screenshot with a $955 commercial insurance. Nobody's going to believe that. You guys can say whatever the hell you want.
Everybody in the chat, if you have your own commercial insurance, or if you have priced out commercial insurance, how much was your rate at? Let us know in the comments, please.
Hey everyone, Sergio here with the Rideshare Guy. What do we say on Show Me the Money Club? Work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, which I have been for the past year and a half, you may be working a lot harder than you need to. Let's change that. Download the app, link your account where you can manage your income, track your expenses, as well as your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more money, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download the Solo app today. Begin to work smarter, not harder. Link is in the description. Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's going to put a huge thing. But I mean, you see that $955, if that driver does it week in, week out for a year, that's $50,000 paid to commercial insurance just for that. That's insane. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
If you I told them this. I said, why don't you guys run? I told them this yesterday. I said, why don't you run
90% less?
Yeah. Right, well, hold on. I said, why don't you guys run a pilot? Yeah. Well, what city? Hold on. What city are you in? What city are you in? That's the important thing.
400 per month, 500 per month.
What city are you in? Right. That's the important thing. If you're in the West Coast, you're not getting in for $5,500 a year. I checked already. It's like
$3,000 a month.
Yeah, exactly. I checked already. In LA, it's like $1,200 to $1,500 a month. But it's definitely it's definitely better insurance than what Uber is providing as commercial insurance. The deductible is lower, first of all, and it's not $2,500, and your coverage is much better. It covers you for P1, P2, P3. There you go. That's $750 a month. So my point is, I told Uber, I go, why don't you pilot on your full-time drivers, specifically in the West Coast, let's say. I said, why don't you look, this guy, like, you guys took $1,000. There you go. Right? So you guys, this guy, forked $1,000 for commercial insurance. Why don't you, I said, pilot it that people like this go get their own insurance and they'll put the money in their pocket. This guy would make an extra $3,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, but this is $955 a week. This is outrageous, right? So I'm a skeptic, and I'm going to stay a skeptic until Uber proves me that all that $955 is going to commercial insurance. So I give Uber, like a B+ on this. I think the transparency is better. Look, I said this in the video. I'm going to finish with this. Uber's perception in the driver community is horrible. It took a decade to get here, Uber. These kind of things are not going to fix that, Uber. These little things that you guys are doing in the app. Yes, appreciate it. One, it's not going to make the driver more money because that's the pain point. Number two, these things are not going to fix that perception. It's just not going to be there. The trust has been crushed. To earn the trust back, different things have to happen, and you guys, that's why you guys got to listen. And there you go. I mean, yeah. So if this guy did that $1,100 a month, he would make an extra $2,700. You know. But anyway, so anyway, so let's end it with that.
Yeah. So my thoughts are, I like the breakdown a little bit more. It's cleaner, in my opinion. It breaks it down a little bit more so you can see it better. But when it comes down to it, you know, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, I think, a little bit more, because some of these hyperinflated numbers, and I mean, you got to break it down a little bit further than that or something in order, because it seems absolutely astronomical when you're paying $721 for that, when the you know, the fares was 2120, so 34% on the left screenshot.
Yeah.
That one that we were talking about, the driver made, you know, 2,500, collected 2,000. So they did great with the promotions there, because that was definitely a promotion that got him up over that. So that's why the customer fare is much less than what he made. So congrats to that driver. But again, almost $1,000 in commercial insurance fees in a week when that driver made, when they collected 2,000. That's insane. That's ridiculous.
I know. And anyway, we'll keep digging on this. You know, the skepticism is not going to end here. I like this, except that again and again, this is not going to change the perception of Uber. The perception of Uber in the actual driver community, not the DAC, not the Uber crew, none of that Kool-Aid party, whatever. It's just not there, Uber. I mean, you have to talk to me. You know, we talk. I mean, it's horrible. It really is horrible, the perception. So to fix that, I don't know.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Uber. There is going to be a poll too about commercial insurance from our audience that's going to go out there. So if you think it's just, you know, Sergio and myself talking, no. We're going to get the entire community talking about this.
Send it to them.
And they're going to share their thoughts. So again, make sure you polls over the next several days. Vote in them, leave your comments, because we might just try to package that up and send it right to Uber and Lyft. So
I will. How long are you running it for? A week? 3 few days?
Well, no, the polls are in the community tab. So there's
go to the community tab. Vote. Everybody here, go vote.
Driver satisfaction that went out today for both Uber and Lyft. 2 different polls. 2 different polls through I think Sunday or something. So it goes tomorrow's earnings, deactivations, the other one, support, and
earnings, safety. Okay. Yeah. I mean, once we're done, we'll send it to Uber, and Uber will go, this does not represent. They're going to say, already going to say, Chris, you know what they're going to say. They said that a million times already. They're going to say, this is not a huge sample size. I'm like, then you put your numbers out. Let me see your numbers one time. You have the numbers. You're disputing my numbers, but you're not putting your numbers out. I don't know what to say. I mean, we have a couple 100,000 drivers here. What you got?
All I'm going to say is fuzzy math. That's all I can say is fuzzy math. And accounting. I mean, we all know some accountant there came up with the idea that says, hey, what if we did it this way? That accountant, I hope, is making, you know, I hope that accountant got $1 million bonus. I hope they did, because you know that's what they're living and dying on right now when it comes to the commercial insurance and all that.
So I am truly interested. Actually, I usually do listen to every earnings conference call. Uber's quarter is ending in a couple of weeks. The earnings coming out. Okay. Last quarter they started talking about. They said they weren't doing it, but they're doing risk assessment studies that they may be going in-house for commercial insurance, right? And so if they're already doing it in-house, and that $955 or $895, whatever that ridiculous number was, that's in-house insurance, then Uber can charge whatever the heck they want, right? That's a profit center now for them, as opposed to anything else. So I'm going to look into that. I want to make sure I listen to it and figure that out, and then let you guys know.
Yeah. Either way, we'll see what happens.
All right.
Hopefully that commercial insurance rate goes down. That's all I know. Or at least, you know, the best option would be have the option for the driver to carry their own insurance. And if that's the case, then it's even better, because that money can go to the driver. Everything's good. We're good.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.